Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurain Syakirah, binti Rozaidi. My metric number is A21DW0381, and I'm gonna talk about termination for take home quiz 1. So in general, termination means of the act of ending something. And in various contexts, termination may have different meanings, which is such as employment termination, contract termination, and others. So today I'm going to talk about termination, but in clause 55, which is events and consequence of default by the government, and I will refer condition of contract PWD 203A. Okay. So based on the PWD 203A, clause 55 B, termination of client, which is if the government fails to remedy the default period specified in such notice issued under clause 55A, which is events of default, within the stipulated period time therein, the contractor shall have the right to forthwith terminate this contract by giving a written notice to that effect. So meaning that contractor can terminate client if client do something wrong within the contract, within the construction period. Okay, so for the case based on the PWD 203A clause 55B, the case I pick is basically about clients making a problem to contractor. So first is about frequent MCs, which is an employee who persistently takes medical leave in order not to come to work, and which was also indicative of an unwillingness to perform his contractual duties and obligation as per his contract of employment, may be dismissed after due inquiry. So basically the client is always not going to work by taking MCs, and also not doing his obligation. The client is not taking serious and not doing his obligation as a client to contractor well. So the case is Malaysia's Smelting Corporation PhD Berhad versus Kesatuan Kebangsaan Pekerja-Pekerja Berusaha Pelaburan Logam Butterworth 1992 for MLRH 229. The main point of this details of the case is the second ingredient is essential to the charge, because when the charge is read as a whole, it qualifies. The first ingredient in that the reason for persistently taking excessive medical leave was not to come to work, and indicative of his unwillingness to perform his duties. And the leave supported by authorized medical certificates may not be wrong in law or may not contravene the contract of employment, but taking medical leave in order not to come to work and indicating unwillingness to perform his duties under the contract of service must surely amount to an improper conduct of a serious nature. The next case is about transfer, which is transferring an employee is essentially the prerogative of management. The transfer, however, should not be with malicious intentions. Also, there must not be any fundamental changes in the terms of contract. No demotion involved, and if the transfer is between member companies, the companies must be interdependent. Otherwise, the employee may claim constructive dismissal. So the name of the case of this transfer is Ng Biyong versus Capital Development Sdn Berhad 2016. The main point of this case is about the claimant was also threatened with disciplinary action if she did not go on transfer. Her appeals against the transfer fell on deaf ears, and the only response was a threat of disciplinary action. The act of company in transferring the claimant to HSPKL was actuated by victimization and malafide. The company had no contractual capacity to transfer the claimant, and by its action, it clearly breached a fundamental term of the contract of employment with the claimant and evinced an intention to no longer be bound by the contract of employment. So, the claimant was driven out of her employment through the company's conduct of transferring her to another separate entity, HSPKL, without her consent. It was the finding on a balance of probabilities that the claimant's dismissal by the company was without just cause or excuse. Accordingly, the claimant's claim was allowed. So it's about transfer, which is transferring an employee and without any fundamental changes in the terms of contract, and also without her consent. So I think this is the end of my explanation for termination. So thank you and have a nice day.